And now, Bottom Split Theatre.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Bottom Split Theater. We got another triple header for you tonight. We're going to start off with the iRacing Street Stock Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got a 20-lap race coming up. And let's go ahead and get that grid from my broadcast partner, Alex Albert. How are we doing tonight, Alex?
Doing very well, Mr. Derby. So on the pole tonight, we have Blair Betts. Blair Betts, as regular BST viewers will know, is a regular here in the Oval Series. We see him almost every week, and we see him on pole tonight. Starting next to him will be Andy Andrews with the alliterative name. As another BST fact, alliterative names are great for oval racing.
That's right. Starting
in the third position be Kyle White. Next to him, the one car, Hillary Whiteley, glad she could make it. Christy Webb, another female, starting fifth beside William Hallberg. Then we have Ricky Thomas and Ian Ramau. On the fifth row be Douglas Vasquel and Kiefer Kieswader. Starting 11th will be Charles Alband, and beside him, Brent Wilbers. And with cars without a time are Saul Trinidad, Ellis Forsberg, Andrew Wind, and Anthony Mazo. So we got about 30 seconds left till the pace car is going to drop it in gear. What are some of the things that you think we'll see tonight, Mr. Derby?
Well, I'm expecting the usual tight racing. You usually have a pretty good group of competitors here. A bunch of racing veterans. So hopefully we can get some good racing in tonight.
Do you got $1 in your pocket?
I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll bet you $1 that we see someone make contact here on the pace lap.
I'll take that bet.
All right.
They should be rolling off any moment now.
So I expect here at the start to be a little bit of a battle. Blair Betts, he likes to lead, but will sometimes ride if he can find a faster car to work with. And Andy Andrews just might be that car tonight. Blair Betts about 1/10 of a second quicker, but the draft will equalize that. Our top four are all pretty good drivers with similar I ratings. So should see a good battle here at the front. And as always with BST, we will see battles up and down the grid, and we'll keep you apprised of all those as they happen.
That's right. It looks like we've got one driver drop into the back of the pack there. I'm not sure what that was, but keep an eye on that.
Oh, that looks like...
And they've pulled back in line.
The car of Brent Wilbers? Yeah, I'm not sure. Brent seems to be fairly new at this. I did see him end up on his roof during qualifying, so this is must be a backup car. Interesting tactic here. Oh, I'm surprised no one had any contact, but we're
there
away.
You go. There it was.
Yeah, but I think the green was out, so the $1's yours.
Okay.
And they're 3 wide, and the 8's in the fence. And now the 11's able to continue on. 8 self-spun. So that problem, I think, took care of itself. Out at the front, Blair Betts jumped out to an early lead. Then we see some dicing there for the second position between Kyle White and Andy Andrews. Andy Andrews tight down to the bottom here. Kyle taking more of a center entrance. I think the low entrance really compromised the 2's apex speed there, allowing the second pack to catch up and get side by side. The 13 of Christy Webb now making a move, followed right behind by Ricky. Oh, and big contact as the 4 goes head first into the turn 1 wall.
Let's see if we can get a replay of that right now. Looks like the number 1 and the number 4 got tangled up there. The number 1 got high into the wall and came down and took out the number 4. It looks like someone else is involved, but I'm not sure who. We're back up with our...
yes,
Whoa.
and back at the front, the 3 and the 13 just made contact. Oh, and Betts is on the radio. Oh, big contact. The 3 just got slammed in the door into turn 1.
We're watching that replay right now. It looks like the 13 got into the 3. The 3 went up into the wall, and wow, the 15 just destroyed him. Oh, and they're both rolling down into turn 1 right now. Let's hope the rest of the field can get through. We're back up with
Betts.
our... Oh, looks like our Betts has dropped down into 3rd position now as the number 2 and the number 5 make a little bit of contact there going into the... I think they're at the start-finish line.
Betts is reading the riot act to his spotter about the 5 car. The 5 did make a little bit of contact with Betts there during that little dust up on the last lap. I think the 5 car knows the 6 is upset with him, and now the 2 begins to blink. Betts telling his crew he wants the 5 to stay in line, spread the word.
That is unlikely to happen, I would... Ooh.
The 2 taking a new line there onto the apron and now split. He's the hot dog. And he slipped right out of that bun. Now the boys that were battling earlier back door to door, the 5 and the 6. No one's going to give an inch. Ooh, as the 2 runs up very close to Bear Betts.
The 2 is pretty all over the track here, isn't he?
Yeah, the 2 is quick, but sometimes, loose is fast.
Yeah, he's using all of the available surface. Is he going to try to push it 3 wide there? I don't think so.
Oh, I think he's going to try to make another pass there on the apron.
That seems ill-advised.
Yeah, it didn't work for him last time. He actually lost a position last time he went on the apron, but I didn't lose too much that time. Maybe he's starting to figure it out here. And as Betts and White continue to battle door to door, this is the kind of racing people are tuning in for. We have 3 cars under a blanket. It doesn't get much better than this on the oval, folks.
That's right.
Oh, and is Betts going to turn him? No, the bumpers are lined up. Ooh. Now Andy's sliding up the inside. Oh, hip checks the 5 into the wall. I think these cars are tough, though. I believe the 5 can work his way back up there, especially if these leaders battle door to door, which I think they will.
And that was the number 3 of Ricky Thomas coming off of pit road right there. I think he had to duck in for some repairs.
All right, this will be interesting. Let's see what the 2 does here. Have to believe running side by side is going to allow the 5 the best chance to get back in this race. Let's keep an eye on those deltas. Yes, it's coming down for the 5 here. It's compromising both their lines. Blair Betts isn't able to use all the track on exit. But I think that trip into the wall might have took a little speed out of Kyle White's machine, as he's not quite making up the time like I thought he would. And man, 2 car. That was very close there on turn in. He seemed like he was surprised that Blair Betts was still down there.
It looks like Kyle has made up a little bit of time there. He was almost a second behind, and he's pulled that within a half a second. Well, a little over a half a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he made up about a little over 3/10 that last lap, so keeps that up. We're not even quite to halfway yet, so everything's still to play for.
And those 2 cars should be cutting a pretty big hole in the wind there, so he should get a little bit more draft.
Yep, he was the fastest car on the track last lap by a couple of tenths. Very good racing, very Speedway-esque, but so far, I can't say it's been clean, but it's been exciting.
It's been clean enough.
Yeah, here at the front.
Right.
I think and mistakes are going to happen when you're learning. That's what this series is for, learning these high-speed tracks. Mm-hmm. A lot of these kids get a start on the short track. You don't go 144 miles an hour into the turns at South Boston. So that's something you can only learn here on the super speedways. Oh, and Blair Betts right on the bumper. I wouldn't put my hand between those 2 bumpers.
Nope, and Mr. White
is there now.
Yep, he's up in the mix. And don't worry, you're not missing anything else on track. This is the only race on track at the moment.
Oh, I can't imagine there'd be a better race than a three-way battle for third. Oh, yes. And the 5 makes a heroic move there. Really able to use the draft. He was... that was amazing, the way he was able to slingshot around them. I thought he was going to clear the 2, but the 2 just too strong around the outside. Oh, and so strong, in fact, I think he might have got a little taste of the wall there.
If he didn't, he came damn close.
That's as close as you can get without getting your eyes wet, as old Greg would say.
And we are at the halfway point now. Got 9 laps to go.
Let's ride along with Blair Betts. He's got a good view of what this battle's like.
All right, now I'm going to go ahead and crank it up.
See the wind and hear the wind. I think Blair Betts has that same tactic here tonight. Oh, and the 2 car right down the inside. 5's got to be a little bit shy. The 2's already put him in the wall once with that move. What's the old hair metal song? Once bit, twice shy?
That's right. It's a White Snake song, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Great White. Sorry. Another band with the word white in it.
Whoa, there we go. There's the big move. Oh,
and
no.
the big wreck.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I can't say I didn't see it coming, because I saw it coming. And Betts is on the radio. We're
going to catch a replay of that right now. The 5 just kept moving up into the 2. That's too bad for Blair. He couldn't get through it.
Yeah, he saw it all happening and just wasn't able to get away from it. I think he just tried to shoot the gap Days of Thunder style, and maybe with the big lead they had, I feel like hitting the brakes would have been the right call, but it all happens too quick, you know, sometimes. And big mix-up, but now we have a new leader at the front.
Douglas Fasquell, out of Canada, the number 7.
That's Douglas very fast quell tonight. So, looks good. Douglas up 8 positions from where he started. He is the big mover of the night. So, congratulations on that as we come to 4 to go. Andy Andrews, who's been quick all night and was a little part of that dust-up, didn't get spun around like Betts and White. And he's right there. He's only a couple seconds back with 4 to go. You think he's going to be able to close him down?
I don't. It looks like he's lost a little bit of speed. Well, now that I've said that, he was within a 10th of the leader that time. So, well, no, he did almost the exact same lap time. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
That's just not going to cut it, you know?
They did have the benefit of running the draft, and I'm sure that helped the 3 of them a lot, but I don't think it's going to get anybody back to the front.
All right. So, this might be our finishing order pending any problems. So, we got 3 to go. It's Douglas Fasquell, Andy Andrews, Ian Ramau, Blair Betts, Kyle White in 5th, Charles Albond in 6th, and that is our lead lap.
While you were saying that, Andy Andrews lost about 2/10 on that previous lap, so I don't see him being able to catch up.
Our best race right now is for 8th and 9th position. Oh my gosh! And just as I say that, the four-car replay.
Yep, we're replaying it right now. 4-car got down onto the apron and just couldn't control it, snapped it up into the wall. At least he didn't take out the number 3 there while he was doing it.
Ricky Thomas got away. Wow, that was some fortunate timing there to get the camera on that. All right, so our leader coming to the white flag is Douglas Fasquale. He races out of the Canada Club. Still got that rookie stripe on his bumper. Probably, as far as I can tell, he's had a clean race. So, I guess a little bit of damage there on the front, but this might be 0 X's. Hopefully he can get a little safety rating, move up, getting that D stripe.
That's right.
Move into the big world of iRacing. That's what all these drivers are here to do. Work their way out of this rookie class. Some of these guys with the D license are here to just work on their skills and, you know, fine-tune their craft. But for the last time, out of turn 4, the 7 car, Douglas Fasquale. He's coming down to the line. He will be your winner. All right, second place going to be Andy Andrews. Then Ian Romano. Little ways back here to Blair Betts. And fourth, an even bigger gap back here to Kyle White. There's Kyle finishing. And then about all the way back to turn 3 here for Charles.
This car is looking a bit rough.
Yep, but he got a lead lap finish. That's better than more than half the field. So congratulations, Charles, and congratulations, Douglas, Andy, and Ian, our podium. I think we saw some great racing, and we really got some great memories and highlights out of this. There was, I know some people tuned in for the wrecks, and those viewers, I'm sure, were satisfied tonight.
That's right. Well, we've got our results on screen right now. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes for another race.
Yep, it's going to be time to play in the mud. Come watch.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second race of our evening. We are in the Dirt Car Street Stock Series at USA International Speedway. We have a 20-lap race ahead of us. Let's go ahead and welcome back into the booth my broadcast partner, Alex Albert. All right, Alex,
How are
say hello
you?
again.
Hello.
All right,
Can you
we
hear
have
me now?
Yep,
Yep.
you're good.
All right. So, how about that grid? On pole, Spencer Childers. Second place is going to be Aaron Seaver. Third is Frederick Sicking. Fourth is Rodrigo Orjon. In fifth place is George Coder. Starting next to him is going to be Jimmy Gilley. On the next row will be Peter Schulz, Wade Deathrage, and Kelly Wheeler, too. We'll round out our field. So, as some of our longtime fans will know, we like to bet on the races from time to time. And before we came on the air, we were had a little bit of a battle over who was going to pick the 6 car. We both wanted Mr. Deathrage
I mean,
to be our driver.
it's a great name. How can you go wrong? It's probably not Death Rage. It's probably Deatherage, but it sounds better as Death Rage.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that he avoids the death, but channels the rage and is able to move up from his 8th place starting position here tonight.
That's right.
So, just a little bit longer till the Chevrolet pickup truck puts it in gear and releases the field. Oh, and that time is now. Sounds like I hear some gears being changed down there in the grid.
I hear everybody shifting, and their truck is pulling away right now. There's our pole sitter, the number 9 of Spencer Childers.
Yeah, Spencer, still a rookie. And, but he's looking to move on up through the field here in the ranks of iRacing. He's racing out of Carolina, which is, where a lot of young racers are.
Hard motor racing here in the States, isn't it?
Yep. Spencer, I stand corrected. He is a D license. So sorry about that, Spencer. Mellow yellow.
It's good looking paint.
All right. Probably see the truck go around one more time here.
I think
do
the
we
lights
go
are out.
green
I think
this
we're going
first
green
time?
right now.
One more time.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure everyone's lined up. Got to get his engines up to temp. They've been idling there on the grid for a couple minutes, but they good. Let everyone get the fluid splashed around inside their differentials and whatnot.
Number 4 back there, getting a little wiggly behind the 7. But didn't hit him, so.
So
we usually
looks like
expect
Kelly.
Oops, excuse me. Go ahead.
Looks like Kelly Wheeler was not able to make it through inspection tonight, so that's going to be a scratch. We'll only have 8 cars here tonight.
That's unfortunate.
All right, the 5 car falling back there a little bit, looking like he's going to do a little bit of a jump start maneuver here. And the 9 gets away quick. Oh, and the 4's got off kind of slow, pulls down in the line there to break the next car's momentum. The 9 starts to open up a little gap, and the 2 looking inside the 7 and able to get side by side. 2 a little bit shallower of a line there, not getting quite as big a slide as some of the others. What happened to our Our leader's connection must be a little flaky.
Yeah, he's blinking and twitching a little bit, but he's pulling out a decent lead here. He's already got a 1.2 second lead.
We see Aaron Seaver giving chase. Aaron giving it a big slide through 3 and 4 as the 2 car of Frederick Sicking trying to close it down, but I just don't know if that purple car has anything for this bad-looking black 7. I think the 7 might have the kind of pace that can run down the leader. Aaron Seaver coming out of the Virginia club, another Southern driver. Little border rivalry maybe here between Carolina and Virginia.
Yeah, he has closed that gap down to within a second. Did I just hear the 9 hit the wall?
They both were very close to the inside there for a moment. Oh, and the 9 to the pits here. So, yeah, I hate to see that. Okay. So, back up at the front, we got Spencer Childers holding a very pretty wheel.
I'm not sure about his entry into turns. I think our view of it may be a little affected by his connectivity issues, but he's looking a lot smoother now than he did the past couple of laps. He was definitely scraping the wall for a minute there.
Yeah, Childers, although very quick at times. Oh, and down into the inside wall. He just hasn't mastered 3 and 4, and here comes the 7. Aaron Seaver, now they're door to door. The 9's going to have to be held high here. Not going to be able to do his typical entry. Kind of slicked off there in the center. And the 7 able to seal the deal. Let's see if the 9's able to come back or by.
Yeah, let's see if he can figure out 3 and 4.
I'm just not sure that he's going to be able to. I've seen Seaver catching him from the drop of the flag, and I expect Seaver might open it up here a bit. As our third place runner is actually the fastest car on the track now, the 2 car, Frederick Sicking out of the Deutschland Austrian Swiss Club.
Yeah, he was about 200ths faster than our leader that lap.
I know a guy in that club. I wonder if he knows him.
I'm sure they all know each other. Regular meetings and the like.
Yeah. So, good battle here for the lead as they're starting to approach lap traffic. This is the best battle that we have, the 7 and the 9 for the lead.
The 2 is right on the tail of that group there. He's only 1.6 seconds behind.
Yeah, we're not quite to halfway. Next time by, we'll get the halfway sign from the flagman. Ooh, 7 really hanging it out. But it seems to be the fast way around with a kind of a low exit there. Ooh, and the 2 with a compromised low exit. I have to feel like that was just a mistake and not really the line they're wanting to use. Ooh, and then I think the 9 had probably the best exits right there off the corner. It led to him having the highest speed there at the end of the straightaway. I wonder if the 3 car is going to introduce a little bit of a problem here for the 7, or if he'll be able to quickly work his way by Peter.
Yeah, we'll put our eyes on the 3 car right now, see what the 7 can do.
All right. Man, looks like the 7 really starting to walk away with this one.
Yeah, he has pulled a second and a half gap on Spencer there, hasn't he?
Yep. And, that was a very nice move executed on 3. Telegraphed his moves early and then made the moves stick.
Yeah, went nice and high, the number 3 did, to let the 7 by. That was good of him.
I think the 7's finally figured out 3 and 4 there, working the high line. High, wide, and handsome coming off that final turn. Your leader, Aaron Seaver. All right, so we got about 7 to go. Whoa, is the 9. Did they make contact? Oh, and the 3's now on the wall. Walked it up the hill there a little bit. Looks like he gathered it in.
Watch a quick replay of that. No, they did not make contact. 3 just tapped the wall a little bit on his own.
All right, so our leader, we're going to go through the field here. Aaron Seaver, he's the quickest right now. He's being followed by Spencer Childers. Spencer is about a second and a half back, looking to make a move here in the final going. Then we have the 2-car in third place, Peter Schulz. He's kind of stuck here, running side by side with the lap traffic and losing time to the leaders.
That's Frederick Sicking in the 2-car. Peter Schulz is getting lapped there.
Excuse me. And then in fourth, George Coder, the 1-car, quickly approaching this group, and I think he's going to take chase to the 2-car. In fifth, we have Jimmy Gilly. Then in sixth, Rodrigo Rajon. And then back around to our leader, Aaron Seaver. So this time by is going to be 5 to go. Seaver with the non-optimal line there in turn 4 again, a little low.
I think Schultz is going to let the 1-car by there. That's what we had our eyes on. Go back to the leader.
Yeah, leader's just walking away now.
He's not that much faster, but fast enough to expand that gap. It's now 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, he's not really walking. It's a tenth or two here and there. Sometimes Spencer's able to match the pace, and in other corners he just loses a little bit. But the net result is the 7-car is still going to be your leader, I believe, at the end of this race. So it's now 3 to go. Childers with a strong run, though, on the high side there, making some gains through 3 and 4. Now here in the 1 and 2, let's see. Very nice angle out of the 9-car. Seemed to figured something out here in the late going.
He's running some quick laps now. Fastest lap that last lap. He's getting real close to the wall again, though.
All right, we have 2 to go. And still a second and a half gap up here at the start, at the front of the field. I think we have maybe a better battle for third and fourth.
Yeah, it looks like George Coder is reeling in Frederick Sicking there. He's got a half-second gap now.
So I've got my eye. Oh, and the 2 really with a big slide. I think that's going to allow George to get a run on him here. Maybe not. George forced high. Don't worry about the leader, folks. He's driving away. Second place is still chasing him.
Yep,
right here is the best battle.
They just got the white flag.
All right, so coming out of turn 4, your leader, the 7-car, Aaron Seaver, tonight's winner here at USA Dirt, followed closely by Spencer Childers. And then coming to the line, a great battle side by side, Frederick Sicking and George Coder. George Coder in 4th position. Frederick rounding out our podium. Jimmy Gilly coming across the line. And here comes Rodrigo Rajon. And Peter Schulz is already finished. And Wade Death Rage, lived up to his name.
It looks like he Death Rage quit.
Yeah. So, can't say we didn't see that coming. But congratulations to our podium, Aaron, Spencer, and Frederick. And super congratulations to our winner, Aaron Seaver. Great drive. And congratulations on your first win on BST.
All right, we'll be back at the top of the hour with our final race of the evening. See you shortly.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third race of the night. We got the Global MX5 Cup at Lime Rock Park. We got a 20-lap race. Go ahead and welcome back into the booth, Alex Albert.
Hello.
All right, we've got the drivers gridding up right now. Let's go ahead and go through the grid. Go ahead, Alex.
All right, starting on pole is Oscar Conta. Starting next to him will be Richard Driscoll. In the second row will be Christopher Uglietta. Starting next to him will be Kurt Kuhn. In the third row will be Antoine Sebastiani. Beside him, Louis Verloop. In the next row will be Jeffrey Ford and John Spears. Then it'll be Ron Hamill and Brian McRae. And the last row is John Fletcher. So tonight's race is a 20-lapper. We have a pretty interesting field here. It's on the spicy layout, the chicane. Still waiting on a couple cars on the grid here.
A couple drivers are excited to get going. They are revving their engines right now.
Right. Just waiting on a few more to join the grid. John Fletcher looks like did not make it through tech, so he will not be starting the race. Means we could go green as once we get everyone else but him on the grid. Looks like we're missing one car.
I think we should be getting the countdown to the flag here in just a moment.
There we go. That's a full grid. Okay, the revs come up.
And we're green. Looks like the number 8 got a bit of a rough start there. He's going to get run down by, looks like the, whoa, got a couple of changes. Christopher Uglietta.
Yeah, Christopher Uglietta with the power move into turn 1, followed by the 8 car of Oscar Conta.
Yeah, he was able to go ahead and get past Richard Driscoll, who also made a good start, but I think he just got pushed a little wide. We got somebody going through the grass. Ooh, catches it in the grass, no damage. All right, looks like the number 8 is going to try to make a move around the outside. That was...
I don't think that's going to work. Oh. Everyone needs to get in line here for the chicane. Is everyone going to make it through this time? Everyone does. So, good job, everyone. Third place, Richard Driscoll taking a bit of curb there at the top of the hill. As now we get a good run here on the main straight. Oscar with a full head of steam. You know he's going to have a look this time. He pulls out, big move. Over to the white line. Now back to the center. Oh, brakes early. Let's see. Is it slow in, fast out? It is. Classic textbook move there by Oscar Conta.
It looks like...
and we have some cars off in turn 1. Looks like they're able to rejoin without issue. Plenty of runoff here. Still great battling up the front. Richard Driscoll looking on as the leaders scrap closely.
And we're watching a replay of the number 3 of Antoine Sebastiani going off track there. Jump back up to our leader who, whoa, there we go.
Yep, Christopher Uglietta having a problem with the chicane.
Just catch a replay of that real quick.
That's why we call this the spicy layout.
Yep, he just caught that curb a little too much and couldn't get it woed up for the second part of the turn.
Lime Rock is a great school course. It's relatively simple, but this chicane is anything but simple. Really adds quite another dimension of the racing here. Some drivers love it, others hate it. I think it's kind of like mayonnaise. It's you either love it or you hate it.
That's right. It does add an interesting aspect to the track. I mean, the track is for its size, relatively high speed. You're moving quickly most of the lap, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm a no mayo kind of guy, but I like my chicane plane. So here we go at the front. Oscar Conta coming around to the spicy chicken. Oh, and he almost sees the wall. He does see the grass.
Oh, sorry, we were a little bit behind there. I was still on replay.
And Driscoll smoothly through, very safe. The gaps are starting to open up here a bit, though.
Yeah, I was about to say that the number 3 of Sebastiani and the number 2 of Verloop were pretty close, but I think Verloop had an issue going through the chicane there and lost about a second.
Oh, and our leader's off in turn 1. Oh, and he's going to rejoin right in front of our second place. Oh.
Yeah, we're watching them right now. Richard Driscoll has closed that gap down with Conta's mistake and is within 0.4 of a second.
Yep, as they approach the chicane here. This is going to get spicy. Oh, both drivers having learned their lessons from previous laps, now taking a more cautious approach. The racing is starting to heat up here at the front. Let's see if Uglietta is able to capitalize on this. I feel like if he can set some hot laps while these guys are worried about each other, he can get back in this. All right, is Driscoll going to make a move this time? Well, does the Pope wear a funny hat? And there's contact.
Oh. And the number 8 is around.
Yeah, that was a perfectly executed punt by Driscoll. Oh, I see here in the program he is being sponsored by Darth Puntis Driving Services. So I think I know where he learned that one.
I like the way you said that, a textbook punt.
Just got in there too deep, and there was no way he was going to make the corner, and just used 8 wheels instead of 4 to make it. Let's see if Uglietta is able to run him down here.
It looks like he is closing that gap already. I think Driscoll took a good bit of damage on that contact.
Yeah, hard to believe it improved the toe. The only person I know that can improve the toe with the shunt is Evan Merrill, and Evan Merrill, this man is not. Oh, this is the Texas, big-time Texas race. We got 4 drivers from Texas, I'm just noticing here on our sheet. So I'm wondering if one of them is going to be able to seal the deal here in the next, right around 14 and a half laps to go.
We'll keep an eye on this race for you. Meanwhile, let's jump back to 5th and 6th. They're pretty close. We got Jeffrey Ford in the number 5 and the number 7 of Brian McRae close behind him within half a second.
Whoa.
That was somebody off track there. What happened?
Not sure. That's Kurt Kuhn. He's going again. Not sure why he stopped. I'll take a look.
Yeah, and Brian McRae had a interesting entrance into turn 1. Let's watch that for you. I think he just outbraked himself and nearly spun it around. He got it going again, but that was strange.
Yeah, Kuhn just kind of came out of the pit and stopped to let the traffic by, I guess. I'm not really sure.
And I think that Oscar Conta has taken some damage. He and Louis Verloop are both in pit lane right now. It looks like the number 4 of Ron Hamill is running down the number 7 of Brian McRae. Got a few cars in this group here.
Oh yeah, this is gonna get good here. It's gonna, that's Kuhn, a lap down, but you know, he's got a resume to build. He's got sponsors to impress. He needs to make some moves, even if he's lap down, and he dives down the inside. Very good move there. I think he's going to be able to walk away here from Ron Hamill. He was able to keep pace with him quite easily there on the previous lap. And Ron runs a little wide into the gravels.
Oh, and back up to our front. Looks like Ugliata has run down Driscoll and is going to make a move here on the front straight.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Battle for the lead. Driscoll covering the inside. Ugliata having none of that with shades of Verstappen. Driscoll knowing the move he worked on Conta earlier, protected himself against a door slam. Ugliata much kinder than Driscoll. Keeps it out of the driver from the UK and Ireland club.
Looks like Oscar Conta has retired. Did you hear anything on the radio from him?
Nope. I just see a note here from the steward says that he, is officially retired and they're packing it in. Oh, as we see a slight spin here in front of our leaders. Ooh. They were able to work their way through. I think that was John Spears they were going by there. Yeah, John Spears was the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, both of these lead cars had a bit of a awkward entry into the chicane. It was surprising that they made it through, but it looks like Uglietta is going to go ahead and take this lead.
Well, is he, though? Driscoll comes back on the inside with his famous move.
He does it again.
Right?
That's the same move. And he's going to go wide.
Well, that's why it's his famous move.
There you go.
And Uglietta unable to do anything about it as he's spun into the inside. So now, will anyone else be able to catch up to Driscoll and see if they can get by and get away before he's able to get to the inside and use his special move? All right, so let's go back through the field here. So right now, your leader, Richard Driscoll. Behind him is going to be Christopher Uglietta, who is right now working his way through the chicane and past the lapper of John Spears. A little farther back in the running order, we have Antoine Sebastiani. Antoine here, nice and steady. Not turning the fastest laps, but very safe and steady compared to some of these other drivers out here tonight. So a little farther back in the running order, Jeffrey Ford just now coming out of the chicane. He's in the 4th position. So you see quite a gap back to the 4th place runner. Then we have Colin McRae as he exits the chicane.
Brian McRae.
Right now. Brian McRae. Well,
give him a little more credit. He's our highest licensed driver in the race with an A license. So
yeah, so
slumming in, I suppose.
Yeah, he's been here quite a while. Quite the safe driver to work his way all the way up to the A ranks. But yeah, like you said, slumming it down here with the newcomers. And then we have Ron Hamill rounding out the lead lap as he works his way onto the front stretch. So right about halfway point here.
Halfway at the line.
Richard Driscoll hanging it out. Although he's leading, he's not sparing anything. He was off the curbs, bouncing a little bit of sideways there.
And he hasn't spared anything the whole race, let's be honest.
Yeah, including his opponent's fenders.
Yeah, and his own left front fender there. Nice bash in there, huh?
Well, I would say that it's a minor price to pay for two large gaps that he's able to get. I'd take a little bump for a 6-second lead. I don't think I want to do it that way, but
yeah,
if someone else wants to be the bad guy, I'll take a dented fender for 6 seconds.
That's right. Questionable tactics, but effective, apparently.
Very effective. So,
Uglietta is, well, maybe losing a little bit of time. He was about, almost a half a second slower that last lap.
Yeah, that's what's really questionable about Driscoll's tactics. He didn't need to do it. He had the pace, and it's early in the race. We just crossed halfway last time by. So, 9 more to go. Plenty of time to race here.
I suspect Driscoll will make a couple of lists today. Looks like the whole field has, looks like the whole field has stretched out a bit. The closest gap at the moment is 5.1 seconds. Uglietta did run a really fast lap that last lap, a 1:02.6, which was about a second and a half faster than Driscoll. So he's going to try to whittle that lead down just a bit.
And we have the Texas contingent now lined up in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Uglietta, Sebastiani, Ford, and McRae, all racing for the Texas club. Driscoll, kind of a slow exit that time out of the chicane. I think Uglietta's going to be able to close him down a little bit here, and the gap is coming down. But is there going to be enough time?
He's going to have 8 laps at the line. Now, but he's already pulled it within 5 seconds, 4.5 right now. Let's see where we are at the line.
Driscoll got a good run off the final turn that time.
He did. He was 4/10 slower than Uglietta on that last lap. Uglietta is going to need a few more of those 102 laps to really be able to catch up here.
Now, I have a feeling he might have some of those still in the tank. He looks like he's very tidy. He is the 1 car in this race, so I think he wants to go up there and show Mr. Driscoll there's more than one way to win a race. Wow, very hot through there this time. The 1 car chasing hard. I don't know that there's going to be enough time. I think he might run out of time, but he's not running out of want to get there.
No, indeed. 4.2 seconds currently. I don't know if that little foray into the dirt is going to help, but it was a good 103 flat that last lap.
Yeah, all he can do is do that. I mean, he's doing all he can. He's doing personal best laps now, so he's going purple every sector. The rest is just depends on what Driscoll does here.
He's also turning pretty consistent 103, mid 103s. 103.7 was his last lap.
So let's look at the pace of McRae. He's doing 106s. That's 3 seconds off the pace. Will he be a factor here? Will he get in the way of the leaders? I think he might.
I think he'll have the good sense to get out of the way, though.
Yeah, but it might be enough for a second. That's, you know, it's down to 2.6 seconds now. It's not going to take much.
Ooh. And Uglietta is really attacking some curbs and went very wide on the last lap. Man. But he has pulled the gap down immensely. He got 3. It was 2 seconds just a second ago, but I think that little trip cost him a bit. He's 3.5 seconds now.
That trip into the gravels cost him almost a second. So pushing just a little too hard. It'll be 5 to go next time by. Head down here, Uglietta. He knows what to do.
He's run a couple of 102 laps, but they were, I think, both off tracks during those laps, so they're not showing it his fast lap.
So this is the best battle we have. 3rd place is a distant 3rd. But Antoine, you know, knowing there's nothing really to gain, he's got a safe lead over 4th. Just keeping the car safe here on the tricky layout of Lime Rock Chicane. All right, here we go. It's down to 2 seconds again. 5 to go. I wasn't sure he could get there a minute ago, but now I think he can.
Yeah, but it's exactly 2 seconds at the moment. 1.7. I think he's gonna catch him. Let's see if he gives him the same treatment that Driscoll gave him earlier on.
Well, I'm not normally one to sanction contact, but I think in this case, you know, fair is fair.
You hit 2 drivers in one race, you might have it coming.
Yeah, the first one we thought might have been an accident, but when we saw the exact same move, oh my gosh, look how much faster he is through the chicane. That's where the lap time is, folks.
It is.
Look at him. No one passes here into the kink.
A good call. He did not even attempt to pass there. I think he's going to try it down the front straight again.
About it.
Yeah, he's going to try it down here. Let's see if it works out for him. Oh, they've tangled. Uglietta's wide into the wall. Oh, I think he's done.
Oh, no.
Wow. let's catch a replay of that. Oh,
I'm not sure if Uglietta, I think they made nose to tail contact and it kind of upset Uglietta's car, and then he was just along for the ride. He wasn't able to catch it.
we've watched it a few times now. I'm watching one more time. The exit, Sebastiani he tried really hard to get past him and just waited too long and caught the bumper and wrecked himself there. Well, that's unfortunate. That was a good race up to that point. We'll go ahead and watch our leader come across the start-finish line. We're going to come to 3 laps to go this time.
Continuing out front, the 9 car, Richard Driscoll. Long way back to Antoine Sebastiani. Let's take a look at him. I don't think he's hit anyone, at least not 2 people.
Right. I think he's had a pretty clean race. His car is looking pretty good.
Yeah, nice green, couple greens and a gray on there, looking very nice. Of course, almost any paint job looks good on a Miata.
It looks like Uglietta did have to go ahead and take a pit stop there, but he is in 5th and going to go ahead and jump back up into 4th around Ron Hamill.
I'm surprised Uglietta was able to do the maneuver he did. He drove backwards for a little while on the circuit to get into the pits, so
oh, did he?
That was interesting.
I guess not too far to have any concern from the stewards about that. He's pushing really, really hard through there right now.
Brian McRae maybe a minute back. He's squawking on the radio. He had a run-in with John Spears, and the 2 of them have totaled their cars on the short shoot up to the run up the hill to the chicane. The leader had to go through the grass to avoid it.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Wow, that was quite an incident. It looks like they just got tangled trying to get through that turn there. Just a little too close. Wow, that was unfortunate. Now back to our leader. He should be getting the white flag. Yep. White flag this time by as he comes through the final turn. The number 3 of Antoine Sebastiani is about 20 seconds back. Another 20 seconds back from him is Jeffrey Ford. And then Uglietta is another minute back as he comes through the chicane.
Yeah, so Uglietta being a lap down, this will be his final lap too. I wonder if the leader, it looks like we have a lap car up ahead moving slowly. I'm not sure if the leader will get there.
Is that Spears up ahead? Or is that Ford?
Looked to be Spears, but... Oh, Driscoll very, very safe and slow through the chicane on the last time.
Yeah, he's just cruising. He knows how big of a gap he has now. He's been involved in enough incidents for tonight.
All right.
I imagine he got a 4X for that last incident with Uglietta.
I would imagine he... Yeah, they made contact and then Uglietta 4X, so...
Yeah, would have given him 4X too, so he's probably, what?
He's probably looking at 12.
12X at least. Not counting the offs, but he is your winner tonight.
Richard Driscoll. All right, let's go back and check out our second place runner, Antoine Sebastiani, coming out of Texas in the second position. Good run, Antoine, in the 3 car. All right, let's jump back to Jeffrey Ford. He's up at the kink, headed up to bridge. The 5 of Jeffrey Ford's going to round out our podium here as long as nothing crazy happens and Jeffrey's got his foot in it. And that, folks, will round out our podium, our lead lap, and our race. So, What are your thoughts?
Well, Richard Driscoll won the race, but at what cost? He was involved in a few too many incidents this time, even for, a bottom split race.
Yeah, you're not gonna make any friends racing like that. He cost Oscar an early retirement and Uglietta a shot at the win. So I'm just sad that we didn't get to see, a good hard fought battle. That's what I'm sure everyone tunes in for. So
yeah, we
maybe
did
next
have
week.
We had the opportunity there, but the racecraft just was lacking.
Right. So
Well,
hope
that's
everyone enjoyed what they, what we saw tonight. I know I did, and glad we could bring it to you. Thank you, Michael Derby, for twisting the switches and turning the knobs. Appreciate all your help.
not a problem. That'll wrap us up for the night. Everyone have a good one.
All right, mahalo.
Shut up and sit down.